Verse number 56. Mahāmudrām Nabhomudrām Uḍḍīyānam Jālandharam Mūlabandhascha yo veti sa yogi mukti-bhājana. So as we have been discussing this Kundalini, first of all, one is aware of the location of Kundalini. And being aware of the location, so the person takes care of that location very carefully. And of course, there are certain do's and don'ts that also verse number especially 53 and 54, even though started with 52. So this also to be done, especially ahara, we say. Ahara, vichara and achara. So these are the three words we use very carefully. So ahara means food. Vichara means thinking, thought process. And achara means behavior. Or you can say responding to a situation. In fact, this achara always responds, or our achara always in keeping with ahara and vichara. The food that we consume and the thought that we entertain. So this two makes my respond to a given situation. That's why all these brata, all these special days, doing fasting or doing eating a given food, this and that. However, these three things have been talked very carefully from 52, 53 and 54 verses. Very carefully. Now he says, look, knowing this, there are few things to be understood. We'll be seeing in details. One is called Mahāmudrā. So this Mahāmudrā, verse number next 57 we'll talk. Second one is called Nabhomudrā. So Nabhomudrā sometimes as called as this Khechari Mudra. And interestingly, three bandhas, starting with Mūlabandha, Uḍḍīyāna and Jālandhara. So the one who knows yaha veti sa yogi mukti-bhājana, the one who knows, so that person actually is eligible for liberation. Here knowing means what? Practicing, okay? It's not just mere knowing. I remember, so there was a person, there he is still alive, I should not say there was. So he was, his name was something, so his name was later on was given called Ananda. So he enjoys having food, okay? So we used to call him Ananda. So the one who discovers Anandam in Bhojanam, okay? So that's why Ananda. So we have got different names, okay? Somebody Bhajanananda, somebody Bhojanananda, okay? Different names. However, so this person will ask him, hey, look, what is this? You are a yoga practitioner, yoga teacher, but day by day you are becoming fat. What is happening? He says, look, I am yoga instructor, okay? Then what does it mean? I am supposed to instruct, not to practice. And I do my job. So I instruct you, I make others to practice, but I don't have to practice. Is there any rule that a yoga instructor has to practice? Then I will be called as yoga practitioner, not yoga instructor. So also here, yaha vetti sa yogi mukti-bhājana. The one he who knows is eligible for liberation. Is it like that? It's not like that. Because knowing is doing. Knowing is living. This is the point here. Problem with all of us is, if we really know, we live. But when we know with error, we know with doubt, with concern, there what happens? That doubt, concern continues. So that's why always we are in a square. Like now already here Chardham Yatra continuing. So whether I should go on the road or I should go in helicopter. Just one example, okay, I am giving. See, you want to do some yatra, I go through little tough time, no? Everything I want comfort. Good. Then what happens? So if you take a helicopter, you don't know what is the condition of helicopter, because just 1 hour back one helicopter crashed here. So that's why I am giving this example, okay? Near Gangnani, it has crashed. So I think almost everybody must have been gone, must have gone. We don't know exact news. So the conflict comes when I know with my interest. In fact, to protect my interest, I know. Observe this point. I know things to protect my interest. You can say interest, you can say your insecurity, you can say your security, you can say your priority, you can say anything you want to add. But the truth is what? The truth is that I want to know, or I would like to know, to protect and perpetuate. But I do not know just to know. So when I know to know, definitely I will see a change in me. And here he says, when a person knows this Mahāmudrā, Nabhomudrā, Mūlabandha, Uḍḍīyāna Bandha and Jālandhara Bandha. That means what? You cannot keep quiet. Simple logic. The moment you understand your energy is falling down, you will follow tricks and techniques. It is like, I would rather say, those who know this self-medication. This is a very good example, okay? So what do they do? The moment something happens, do they keep quiet? Tablets, this, that, whatever. Because they know this is medication. That's why sometimes we say self-medication is dangerous. However, coming back. So I need to practice Mahāmudrā. I need to practice Nabhomudrā, this khechari. And interestingly, this is what to be understood. We have discussed in details in especially yoga teachers training course. We discussed this point. Among these 3 bandhas, Mūlabandha, Uḍḍīyāna Bandha and Jālandhara Bandha. I hope you understand. Mūlabandha means pulling up your anus technically, physically. And of course, Uḍḍīyāna Bandha, taking your diaphragm, the lower abdomen inside while exhaling. And Jālandhara Bandha is nothing, bringing down the chin to the chest so that you lock in Visuddha chakra. So when we do these three together, always we say, first should be done Uḍḍīyāna Bandha. So once this Uḍḍīyāna Bandha means you take your lower abdomen completely back inside, automatically it becomes easier for you to pull the anus up, Mūlabandha. Once that is done, then what happens? To lock, to stabilize, we come to what? Jālandhara Bandha. So that we bring down the chin, so that even though we feel like breathe, but there is no need to breathe. And once we do that, generally what we do, it is better to release first Jālandhara Bandha. This is a very big topic. So once you release the chin, then what happens? You stabilize. You allow the breathing to pass through so that chakra by chakra it goes. Then you release your Uḍḍīyāna Bandha, and finally comes what? Your Mūlabandha. This becomes easier and without jerk. Whereas if you release first Mūlabandha and Uḍḍīyāna Bandha, later on Jālandhara Bandha, there will be jerk. Because whole practice is jerk-free practice.